Let's cover equals and hashCode, plus comparable and comparator, the contracts that quietly power every collection. The bug that motivates it all. You put an object in a hash map, then look it up with an equal object, and it's not found. Your object effectively vanished. Cause: you overrode equals, but not hashCode. It's the most classic bug in Java, and understanding why it happens is the whole interview. Let's go. Definitions first. Equals defines logical equality. Are these two objects meaningfully the same? HashCode must agree with equals. Equal objects must share a hashCode. Comparable gives a type its one natural ordering through compare_to, and comparator is an external ordering you pass in when you want to sort differently. For tools, one goal: making your objects behave correctly in collections. The contract: if two objects are equal, they must have the same hashCode. Not a style rule, a mechanical necessity. HashMap lookup is 2 steps. Hash the key to pick a bucket, then use equals within that bucket. Break the contract, and 2 equal objects hash into different buckets. Your lookup searches the wrong bucket, and the object is simply never found. Note the direction. Equal implies same hash, but same hash does not imply equal. Collisions are legal, just slow. Explaining the bucket mechanics, not just reciting the rule, is the difference maker. Writing them. Equals, same reference shortcut, null and type check. Then compare the significant fields. HashCode, Objects.hash over the same fields. That same fields discipline is what keeps the contract. Name the properties: reflexive, symmetric, transitive, consistent. And if they push on inheritance, the instanceof-vs-getClass subtlety. Instanceof lets subclasses compare equal, but risks breaking symmetry. GetClass is strict. And the modern answer that earns points: records generate correct equals and hashCode for free. So for value objects, just use a record. Also, never use mutable fields in hashCode. Mutate a key after insertion and it's lost. Our collection's videos warning. Explained. Now ordering. Comparable is implemented by the class, defining its one natural order. Comparator returns negative, 0, or positive. It unlocks collections.sort, tree map, tree set, and binary search. The trap worth naming. Sorted collections use compare_to instead of equals for membership. So if compare_to says 0, but equals says false, a tree set and a hash set will disagree about your objects. Keep them consistent. And use integer.compare, not subtraction. Subtraction overflows on extreme values, a tiny detail that lands well. Comparator is the flexible sibling, external to the class, as many orders as you need, sort employees by department, then salary descending, then name. And write it the modern way. Comparator.comparing with a method reference. Chained within comparing, reversed, and nulls first or nulls last for null-safe ordering. Multi-level sorting in one readable expression. No handwritten compare logic. The one-liner for the interview. Comparable is the type's own natural order, 1 per class. Comparator is orders on demand, many per class, defined outside it. Before anything else, know what you start with. Every class inherits equals from object, and that default does exactly one thing. Return this equals O. It compares memory addresses, not contents. So 2 freshly made .23 objects are not equal by default, because they live at different addresses. The moment your class represents a value, you override equals to compare the fields, and now 2 different objects can be logically equal. Remember the twin. Equals asks, are you the same person? Value equality asks, do you share the same DNA? Here is the first law experienced engineers still break: symmetry. If a equals B is true, then B equals A must also be true. Picture a case-insensitive string wrapper that tries to be helpful and also accept a plain string. Our wrapper that equals the string Polish returns true, but the plain string that equals the wrapper returns false, because string only recognizes other strings and it will never recognize your class. True one way, false the other. And you cannot fix it because you do not own string. It is like telling a stranger any spelling of my name means me. You recognize them. They never agreed to recognize you. The rule: never let equals accept a type you do not control. The second law that breaks transitivity. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C must hold. Take a plain point 1, 2, a red color point 1, 2, and a blue color point 1, 2. The red point equals the plain point, because against the plain point we ignore color, true. The plain point equals the blue point, same reason, true. So by the chain rule, the red and blue points must be equal. But they are not. Their colors differ, false. Red equals plain, plain equals blue, but red does not equal blue. Transitivity is broken. The deep lesson from effective Java: you cannot extend an instanceable class with a new value field and keep equals correct. Favor composition. Give color point a point field instead of extending it. Now the mandatory rule with real numbers. If two objects are equal, they must return the same hash code. The reverse is not required. Collisions are legal. Watch it break. Point overrides equals, but not hash code. So hash code stays the inherited identity value. We put P1, whose hash lands in bucket 2. We look up P2, which is equal to P1, but its identity hash points at bucket 12. Bucket 12 is empty, so equals is never even called, and get returns null. The key is physically in bucket 2, but unfindable. The fix is one line. HashCode returns Objects.hash of the same fields equals uses. Now both hash to the same bucket, equals confirms, and the value is found. So how does a hash map actually use both methods? A hash map is an array of buckets. Lookup is a two-step dance. Step 1, hash the key and spread the bits. Step 2, and the hash with capacity -1 to pick a bucket, say bucket 5. Step 3, walk the little chain inside bucket 5 and compare each entry with equals until one matches. Think of a supermarket. HashCode is the aisle number. It gets you to the right aisle instantly no matter how big the store. Equals is reading the label. It picks the exact item in that aisle. Wrong aisle number and you never reach it. That is exactly the vanishing key. A trap interviewers love. Writing a comparator as a -b looks clean, but subtraction of two ints can overflow. Say a dot score is 2 billion and b dot score is -2 billion. Their difference is 4 billion, but it maxes out near 2.1 billion, so it wraps around a negative number. The comparator now claims is less than b, even though it is far greater. Your sort is corrupted, and Tim's sort may even throw comparison method violates its general contract. The fix: never subtract, just compare. Integer.compare or comparator.comparing it. It is like a ruler that only reads to 2 billion. Do not measure the gap, just ask which is longer. A concrete surprise that proves sorted collections are different. A hash set decides duplicates with equals. A tree set decides them with compare to returning 0. Take big decimal 1.0 and 1.00. Equals says they are different because the scale differs. But comparator says 0 because they are numerically equal. So a hash set keeps both, size 2. A tree set keeps only one, size 1, because comparator said duplicate and the second add was silently rejected. Same data, different sizes. The rule: keep comparator consistent with equals. 0 exactly when equal, or a sorted set will quietly lose entries. And a modern shortcut that ends this whole bug class. Declare a record, point of x and y, and the compiler generates equals, hashcode, and to string for you, all from the components you named. Equals is true when the type matches and every component is equal. Hashcode combines all components and is automatically consistent with equals. It is correct by construction, so the vanishing key and field mismatch bugs simply cannot happen. One gotcha only. An array component compares by identity, not contents, so avoid arrays inside records. For any value object, reach for a record first. Override equals without hashcode and equal keys hash to different buckets. The lookup searches the wrong place and returns null. Now, the mistakes to avoid, straight from the field. Beginner overriding equals only, vanishing keys. Comparing with equals instead of equals. Intermediate equals / hashCode on different field sets. Mutable fields and hashCode while the object is a key. Advanced comparative inconsistent with equals. Tree * weirdness. Subtraction tricks AB that overflow. Use integer.compare. Interview questions on this. Rapid fire. The contract? Equal objects must have equal hashcodes. Override both from the same fields. What breaks if you override only equals? Hash lookups search the wrong bucket to lost keys. Comparable versus comparator. Internal natural order 1 versus external orders many composable. Why must map keys be immutable? Mutating a key changes its hash code to entry stranded in the old bucket. And what most tutorials never tell you. Why 31? Classic handwritten hash codes multiply by 31, odd prime, and 31 asterisk I equals I5, I JIT friendly. Instanceof pattern matching, Java 16 plus, makes equals cleaner. If, instanceof user you, return false. Let's slow down and really build this up from scratch, one piece at a time. The failure mode isn't a crash, it's silent data loss. Keys become unfindable and duplicate entries in no duplicate sets. That silence is exactly why interviewers test the contract. Trace the arrows on screen slowly. That single picture is the whole idea in one glance. Let's slow down and really build this up from scratch, one piece at a time. Hashcode finds a shelf, equals finds the book. The one rule, both methods use the same fields. The reflexive / symmetric / transitive laws are what break under naive inheritance. Section 9's instanceof-vs-getClass debate. Trace the arrows on screen slowly. That single picture is the whole idea in one glance. Let's slow down and really build this up from scratch, one piece at a time. Even a perfect equals / hashcode can't survive a key that mutates after insertion. The object drifts to a different logical bucket than where it's physically stored. Immutable keys, ch5 string, records, sidestep this entirely. Trace the arrows on screen slowly. That single picture is the whole idea in one glance. Now the part candidates ask for most, what real companies actually probe on this topic based on public interview reports, not official statements. Amazon reported the calibration question, why must hashcode agree with equals? With the vanishing key walk, follow up. Write both for a class, then the mutable key consequence. Flipkart Walmart class reported the comparative subtraction overflow trap. Comparable versus comparator. Multi-key sorting with the Fluent API. Oracle reported instanceof-vs-getClass symmetry. Consistency with equals in tree set. TIM sort stability. Fintech product reported JPA entity equals hashcode. The null ID trap. A real design discussion, not trivia. Here is how the same answer is graded, from weak to excellent, so you know exactly what an interviewer is listening for. Question, why override hashcode when you override equals? The calibration question. Weak, it's the contract. Good, hash finds the bucket, equals confirms, mismatch loses keys. Excellent. The vanishing key walk, put then bucket 7, get then bucket 3, null, the exact contract, equal then equal hash, reverse not required. Same fields rule, and records generate both correctly. Impress. The mutable key corollary. Even correct methods fail if the key changes. Red flag. Can't say what actually breaks. Question, comparable versus comparator? Weak, both compare. Good, internal one order versus external many orders. Excellent. Plus comparator works on types you can't modify. The Fluent comparing then comparing API, the subtraction overflow trap, and consistency with equals for tree set correctness. Red flag. Compare to via AB. Question design equals hashcode for a JPA entity. Excellent. Don't use the auto-generated ID. Null prepersist breaks set membership. Use a stable business key or an instanceof-based equals with a fixed hashcode class constant if no natural key exists. Explain the persist boundary set corruption bug. This nuance is a senior signal. Your cheat sheet. Equals logical equality. Hashcode must agree. Both same fields or use a record. HashMap. Hashcode to bucket equals to entry. The contract is Y. Comparable equals one natural order, compare to. Comparator equals external orders, comparing slash, then comparing slash reversed. Keep comparator consistent with equals. Keys immutable. And the memory trick. Hashcode finds the shelf. Equals finds the book. Comparable equals the book's own order. Comparator equals the librarian's. Quick check. You override equals, but not hashcode, and your object vanishes inside a hash set. Why? Because the set locates buckets by hashcode, and the default hashcodes of two equal objects differ, so the lookup searches the wrong bucket. Override both, computed from the same fields. Quick favor. If this is useful, subscribe and turn on the bell. New videos and daily updates. Everyone 0 to deep. Now the recap. Let's lock it in. Overriding equals without hashcode makes objects vanish from HashMaps because lookup picks the bucket by hash first, then equals within it. The contract. Equal objects share a hash. The reverse isn't required. Use the same fields in both, never mutable ones, and prefer records for value objects. Comparable defines the one natural order, and sorted collections use compare to, not equals. Comparator gives you orders on demand, written modern with comparing and then comparing. And compare with integer.compare, not subtraction. Contracts kept, collections happy. And that's equals, hashcode, comparable, and comparator, completing our core Java series. The full write-ups are in the Codivora library. Like, subscribe, and keep building.